Hello and welcome to World Civilizations 2. And right now we are doing our world leaders for the week. Here is your world leader sheet. There is one under your materials, and you can either type right on it or you can print it out, and you can write on it like I did, and then you'll turn it in at the end. We do 3 a week, and then you'll turn it in right at the end of class or of the semester, and it'll be worth 50 points. So each week we're learning 3 different world leaders. Okay, so I created a little board here, so this might be able to help you. Trying to get it a little. This week we are doing Idris Derby. He is from the country of Chad. Charles Michel. He's from Belgium. And Michelle Bachelet is from Chile. And so that is number 4, number 5, and number 6 world leaders. So if you want to pause and write those down, you are welcome to. Okay, now we're going to get started, and I am going to change this so that you can see the screen and me at the same time. Okay, the first person that we are going to take a look at is, this is the list of the heads of state of Chad. Chad is a country in Africa. It's about in the middle. And Idris Derby is the head of state. He is the president of the Republic of Chad. Now, it says that they have elections on and off 5 years, and it's renewable. But he has been the leader since 1990, and he has a military background, and sometimes this looks a little sketchy, like it might be more of a dictatorship, even though they put different types of democratic words with it. And it also says that sometimes there weren't elections. So that's a little iffy. We'd have to dig a little deeper. He has a dozen children with several different wives. It looks like he's been married and divorced a couple times. And then one fact that I found was his oldest child was found dead in Paris, and it looked like someone had taken his life. So that was really sad. You know, presidents aren't above having their children affected, and that's just that was just interesting. Sad and interesting, but I had not seen that studying world leaders before. The second one that we want to take a look at pictures of him. President of Chad, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to see some pictures of him. Just in case, I always say if you see him on the news or anything like that, you want to be able to recognize him. Idris Derby. Okay, and we want to see some images. All right, so here they are. Okay, and he is the president of Chad. All right, next we're going to do the Belgian prime minister. Okay, his name is Charles Michel, and his father was actually also in politics and very famous in Belgian politics. Okay, there are elections. I wanted to say about him, there are no term limits though. So they are elected by the parliament, it looks like, and then the King of Belgium actually says, you know, who actually is the elected prime minister is what he's called. He is the youngest prime minister to serve ever. He's 43 years old. So let's take a look at Charles. All right. And he looks like he's been had a political career and been a career politician, which isn't always the case. And we're going to take a look at some of his pictures so that you would recognize him on the news, or if you saw him, I know I always tease my students, or if you saw him in the mall or downtown Cincinnati. Images. Here he is. Okay, there's several pictures of him. Okay, the next one that we're going to take a look at is the president of Chile. Very interesting stuff here. The president of Chile, her name, they call her his or her excellency, and it is a woman. She is the first woman ever to be elected president of Chile, and she was elected first in 2006. She has an incredible story. They are elected for 4 years at a time, and they're not eligible for re-election right away. So there's got to be 4 years, and then somebody else has to come in for 4 years, and then she can come back, and she's actually been re-elected. Her story is really interesting. Let's take a look at her. She's right over here. Michelle Bachelet. Okay. She is the daughter of a prominent Chile politician. He was a doctor, and he really helped people, and he was never president or anything like that, but he was just in the government. And then there was a terrible takeover, and the man's name that took over the country, I'm going to look right here, sorry, his name was Pinochet, and there was a coup, and Pinochet was military, and he tortured and killed her father when she was in medical school, and then she and her mother were arrested, and she was also tortured, okay, and then she escaped and got away, or was sent away in exile, and she has opened a museum about the tortures and the crimes that this Pinochet had, a military coup had taken over, and how he had really just treated the people of Chile horrifically. So she has been through torture, and so she did marry, and she had a few children, and then they separated, and they weren't allowed, she wasn't allowed to get divorced for a really long time, and she had another child with someone else, a physician. She's actually trained to be a physician. She was not a politician per se. She went to medical school and that sort of thing. So she was a single mom when she was president, because her last child was living with her in the palace. So really super interesting stuff. Make sure you write these 3 down. You should have 6 as of right now. And like I said, at the end of the semester, you'll be turning those in. Thank you.